Yo, what's going on, Geek Corner? This is your boy, Earth Smack, the mad scientist.
It's your man, Infamous. Real quick, just by anybody looking at the note, El Grande Americano really does remind me of Chad Gable. Now I'm on the same page as Pat McAfee. They're two different people. However, have yet to see. You know what? We've seen them both in the same place.
Yeah.
So hey, till further notice, I'm gonna need Penta and everybody else to get their weight up because El Grande is not Chad Gable.
No.
Anybody else can eat a fat one if they think different.
He does look a little suspicious. You know, I'm like, body tapping all that. Look, he do look familiar. I was like,
Chad's been to the Olympics. El Grande's never been there.
Yeah. On time to tell, man. I feel like that might be him, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, be the perfect person to figure that out is Kevin Owens. That'd be the perfect person to figure that out. But then again, he saw Elijah. He could have had PTSD from seeing that. But
he'd have had that fixed. He'd have found that out real quick.
Yeah. So, man, welcome to Turnbuckle Talk. As our weekly wrestling show, we talk about the most recent happenings in pro wrestling. And let me just say that over this weekend there was Backlash, but there was another wrestling pay-per-view that was going on in that same weekend. And we're talking Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling and Northern Rising, and they crowned a new Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling champion, Josh Alexander, and a new first women's champion, Giselle Shaw. I will say I haven't watched that show, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. One of the matches that is a technical wrestling fan's dream is Jonathan Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr., and that was on Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. I heard that was a master class in mat wrestling, man. And purposely, I did not go out there to look for the result because I do want to go out there and see Northern Rising. I do want to go see that on pay-per-view when I get time. So I'll get there. I'll get there. But today, we got a jam-packed show for you guys today because there's two particular subjects. Both are WWE related. First thing we're going to talk about is WWE being a little petty. You know what I mean? You know, just a little bit. And we also going to talk about R-Truth. Should he win the world title and what is leading up to that? So, funny turn of events. But yeah, let's talk about WWE being petty. Now, I do have a little bit of information here in regards to this. So it says that according to NoDQ.com, is that the first WWE Evolution PLE, which was an all-women's show, took place in October 2018. Earlier this month, it was reported that the event could be coming back in summer 2025. And according to PW Insider, that noted that WWE is considering hosting Evolution 2 in Atlanta, Georgia, alongside Saturday night's main event. The rumored plan is for Saturday night's main event on Saturday, July 12th, and an Evolution PLE on Sunday, July 13th, which is suspiciously around the same exact time as All In. And also, according to Fightful.com, several talent in WWE unanimously said that the idea of a second Evolution PLE has not been brought up to them, and it has reportedly been discussed among some legends, but there is no word on if the WWE told them or if they were just reading online speculation. So, how do you feel about that?
Well, two things. It's petty.
Yes,
it's a petty move. I don't know who's behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say Triple H would do this, but at the same time, it's Triple H. I mean, we talk about a guy that led the charge onto WCW, and they wouldn't let them guys in the building.
Correct.
So I mean, but then at the same time, we're looking at it could be Khan. It could be Khan on WWE side want to do it. It could be The Rock, but
I don't think it's The Rock. I think it's all Triple H and all Nick Khan. More.
Yeah,
I think it's them two and them two only, and that just me guessing because people can say, because early in like when AEW first showed up, right? They claimed that we don't care what AEW does. You don't really, because Stephanie Valkyrie mysteriously went to WWE right after her match with Mercedes, right? And you already digging your claws. You already dug your claws into Penta and Ray, with that situation and Conan and all the others jazz. You got AAA. You announced AAA being bought by WWE almost a day or two after the announcement of AEW and CMLL partnership and doing Arena Mexico. And if they're damn near, if not already sold out that arena. So they're paying very, very close attention. And on top of that, there's rumors circulating that they're looking at Mariah May because her contract ends like sometime this summer, and they're looking to grab her from AEW, which, I mean, honestly, if she do leave AEW, it was the perfect ending for her with her and Tony Storm. Like that's a trajectory or whatever. Not mad at the choice if she decides to go. Or Mariah could just be playing both sides and she can get paid more money and just stay with AEW and like, hi, jokes on you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. What you were saying?
And then again, you've got guys like Ricky Starks, who was long-time NXT, not NXT, was long-time AEW.
Yeah.
NXT scooped him up and put a strap on him. What, less than a month when he's there?
Yeah.
Which I like that because I mean the only other belts that he had over in AEW, Tag Team Championship, and the FTW. So, and another thing, I don't like the idea of them having this PLE on the night, on the week. Well, if it's the night of All In, I'm against it. Yeah. Because All In is going to be that Saturday?
July 12th. It's supposed to be July 12th. And for what I understood, there's some rumors going around that it's going to take place during the day. Like it's not going to be a nighttime PLE. It's going to be during the day, which I feel like you should do it at night though, because I feel like it's just the atmosphere just be different, man. You know what I mean? So,
it's the whole day build up to it. The whole day build up if it's at night. I like that. I agree. Yeah,
and also they got like a slew of shows throughout that week, like Ring of Honor shows, AEW shows, Collision, Dynamite, and then you're gonna move into All In to cap it all off. I think All In is on a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, but I gotta check and see.
Yeah, if it's July 12th, July 12th is a Saturday. So if I'm WWE, and if AEW is doing that during the day, the 12th, then you got a shot at something successful if it's at night. But at the same time, I'm probably looking at that next day, that Sunday or something, so I don't have to compete with the viewership that day. I mean,
it's Saturday. It's Saturday, July 12th.
It's a jet. If this happens, if this all women's PLE happens, if Evolution happens, this is petty as all get out.
Yeah,
it's super petty.
If it's taking place on a Sunday, it's not going to interfere with All In, because All In is on a Saturday and Saturday night's main event is on. I'm sorry, Evolution is on Sunday. Okay. Saturday night's main event is on Saturday.
Yeah.
So that is aligning with AEW, and maybe that's why AEW moved their show to the daytime, so you can watch both shows. You have access to, you can watch All In, but also. My thing is this, man. If I'm AEW, I'm sticking to my guns. Like, listen, this show right here, it's Saturday night main event. You're gonna have another Saturday night main event. You know what I'm saying? All In is the biggest show out of all this. Like over Evolution, over Saturday night main event. No matter what way you slice it, that is going to be the biggest show. Like it's just what it is. And maybe they don't want to curve. They don't want the opinion to curve. Because maybe All In may be better than what WrestleMania was this year, and you don't want that narrative to be out there. You want to be the kind of you know what I'm saying. But it will be. My thing is, a high probability that it will be. You know what I mean? If done right, you know, you got between now and July to you know, to mess that up. But you know,
and see with excuse me with WrestleMania, it was 2 nights.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like both nights were full of dope ass matches. To me, night one WrestleMania was fire, and then it was that for night 2, wasn't that Io, Rhea, and Bianca? They started off night 2, didn't they?
I want to say, yeah, I think so.
To be honest, after that, it was kind of up in the air because those 3 ladies tore the house down to start night 2. But I mean, there were some moments where in WrestleMania, there were some moments where it wasn't full on WrestleMania-esque, I guess to say. So I mean, if done right, All In could basically,
ain't no good about it. It is the biggest show. Like all that. The only thing that will make it suck is if they book it completely to the left.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like the outcomes of matches and everything. If the outcomes of these matches suck, then, and this is just me, and it's probably a wild take. If the outcomes of these matches suck, if this show sucks, this will hurt AEW for the foreseeable future because they've got the chance to capitalize on a not so great WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
They've got to say, if I'm Tony Khan, if I'm TK, knowing that I'm Mr. Pay-Per-View when it comes to between the two companies, I'm Mr. PLE.
Yeah.
I'm pushing them chips to the middle of the table. And we going balls to the wall. I mean, I'm having dope matches.
Yeah.
I'm having dope appearances. Look, matches that you wouldn't think might have some outside interference.
Yeah.
Whoever does the outside interference, this is a bona fide superstar doing it. I mean, I've got guys that are showing up that after Saturday, you will damn sure see them next Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know what I mean by WWE being petty, I mean more than just, I mean, this is the most recent thing of petty because it's just announcement. It's not an official announcement by WWE because they haven't put that out there yet. You know, it's more of speculation. And these are from like reputable, you know, wrestling news sources and stuff like that. So unless they just change that time period, Saturday Night Main Event, you know, that I feel like that is for sure what that is. Evolution, we've been asking for that for like years, like ever since the first Evolution, right? And we never really got it. And then now you pull this, all right, cool. Like, I don't think I really would want WWE to cap off the weekend, even though AEW All In is on a Saturday. You cannot change the day now because now people locked in for Saturday. Now, what you can do is just say, hey, we got a bonus show on Sunday, and you could just say, you know, that is if the women in the locker room wants to do it. We'll do an all women pay-per-view on Sunday or all women show on Sunday, and you got it for free. You know what I'm saying?
And it's cool if you're going to feature some of the stars from NXT.
Yeah,
it's not some of them. I mean, and that's nothing against who's on the main roster, but is it fair to say Triple H, when Triple H was running NXT Black and Gold, the male wrestlers he had down there, those were bona fide stars down there.
Easily.
You look at what Sean is cooking. Sean has got some female. I mean, Sean's got female horses down there. Like Sean's got dogs in that women's division. Yeah. And if you take a look, he's got Zarya. He's got what's my girl name? Sol Ruka, which to be honest, I'm a huge fan of both of them. Yeah. What's my girl name? I always forget it. He's got Lash Legend. Now I wish Jakara Jackson would have stayed because I think Jakara Jackson,
man,
I think that's a fumble on that one. I think that might be a story for another day, but I think that's a fun. He had Jakara Jackson, and like I said, Lash Legend. I mean, Sean has bona fide. I mean, he's got dogs on it. He's got some real. Excuse me. He's got real talent in that women's division. Yeah, I think better than what. And of course, Triple H has Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Moné, and Bayley, all at one point. Sean's got at least 6 or 7, maybe 8 off the jump down there that can go up to the next level.
Man, so the thing is with me, like with these firings, that goes back to other way of WWE being petty. It is not a new practice for WWE to release talent after WrestleMania. So let me preface this by saying that. But this situation is different because of who you let go. Because some of these people that were released by Vince McMahon, you rehired as Triple H and Nick Khan. You rehired some of these individuals only to release them again a few years later. Braun
being one of them.
Dakota Kai being the other. I was like, you couldn't do nothing with Shayna Baszler?
Oh,
like I feel like that's a
fumble.
That's a super fumble because I feel like I feel like this is a Vince thing. You messed up Asuka because Asuka was a killer. Asuka was a killer in ASC. Asuka was a killer in WWE. And you had her lose to Charlotte Flair. You had not only lose, you had her tap out to Charlotte Flair, and she wasn't the same since. That aura was lost, and that's not her fault.
Mm-mm.
That is not her fault.
She hasn't been used right since she tapped out.
Yeah.
Kairi Sane too. Kairi Sane she ain't been used the same. I mean, of course, and I'm a huge Io Sky fan, love her, but I'm loving seeing her shine right now. But
she's the ace. She's the ace.
Yeah, she's the number one right now. So I mean, stars like Asuka. I mean, we're waiting on her to get back. We're waiting. Yeah, I really believe Jakara Jackson should have been fired. Braun Strowman, I think you could have found something for him to do in the back or something like that. But because I think he's got some paralysis going on in his leg or something. But some of these firings, man, and then WWE, I get you're trying to find a way to use Karrion Kross. Get his ass in the ring. Get him a full on true storyline. I think they're working on it, but this man needs a push, like a real certified push and a belt.
I think they're already using him, honestly, because when he do these promos and start talking about stuff, they already using him. I know it's disguised as a shoot, but it's really not. What threw me out of it though, like when Karrion was going off, I think on Sam's podcast, and then when he was after the fact, Michael Cole like, "What's the deal with Karrion Kross?" I'm like, "You shouldn't even say anything because now you knocked me out of it. Now you're trying to make it sound like it's real, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So you could have left it at what it was and just let this man go off." Kind of like how, Brett used to go after Vince, like come to the commentator's desk, or Sean used to do that a lot, like slap the headset off somebody's head or whatever. But you never saw it coming though. You never saw nobody comment on it. It's just like this come out of nowhere. Like these performers are legitimately upset about what is going on. But when Michael Cole was like, "Oh, what's going on with Karrion Kross? What's up with that?" You shouldn't ask that. Like you should have left that alone. You should have let him keep going.
It's real, and it's so real that it blurs the line of real shit and kayfabe.
Yeah,
I mean it blurs it so well. You sit there me and you look at each other. Yo, E, was that real? And you're probably sitting there thinking, I think it was real, and I'm over there like, man, I don't think that was real. Like it makes two fellas be like.
And make you question
it makes you question. And here's the cool part about it: Karrion's never going to tell us.
He's not going to tell us. But But I know it. I know what it is, though. I know its story. You know.
But here's another example. The infamous CM Punk pipe bomb.
Yeah,
he can't.
You did not know. Like, you did not know this man signed a contract like right at the last minute before he went out there and went balls to the wall and let it rip. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't know that. You know what I mean?
This is where I know. This is where I know that he was about to do something super dope. He did something a lot of stars back then didn't do.
Yeah.
He came out wearing somebody else's t-shirt.
Yeah, he came
walked out in a Stone Cold t-shirt. And I'm sitting there saying, I said, wait a minute, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
This is different. He's not wearing, you know, his taped up fist with the thunderbolt in the middle and everything, and straight edge and stuff, and he just starts going off and it cut off. And my brother, we're sitting there watching, and we looked at each other like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And it made you think that wasn't real. And whoever you watching it with, you sitting there thinking that was real. Like, he just went the hell off. So yeah, I mean, things like that is what WWE is really good for. But back to Evolution, man, on the same night as All In, or even just the same weekend itself.
Yeah,
even the same weekend itself is that's a lot right there. That's a lot to be pulling.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, man. I feel like, I mean, logistically, it will be difficult. I think logistically it will be difficult considering the fact that AEW got a run of shows during the week. You know, they got Ring of Honor, Collision, they got Dynamite, they got All In as a cap off. You know what I mean? You know, so to add another day of a show and you say, hey, I want to put all women on there, which was my idea, that might be too much for the people involved because they worked all week. They did the press, they did everything. Unless they're saying, hey, Tony, let's do this. I'm down for this. I'm down to do this for Sunday. Let's do this thing. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think AEW right now, they're in the mindset. They don't care about what everybody else is doing. I saw on social media, X and Threads, that Josh Alexander will be taking the MLPW championship to AEW, like, because Don Callis was like, yeah, we're gonna bring that belt to AEW. You know, we're gonna showcase this thing and everything else because Scott D'Amore and AEW and MLPW got a good relationship because AEW talent has been seen on Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling along the way, right? Mm-hmm. So all that is a strengthening relationship between the two companies. And considering the fact Josh Alexander is Canadian, Don Callis is Canadian, it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense. So, I saw somebody say the Global Professional Wrestling Alliance because you have AEW that is partnered with Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Rev Pro. And Rev Pro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got at least like 4 wrestling companies like aligned with each other. Partnership. Like, not I'm buying this company, but partnership. And also
you're gonna see all those guys you're gonna see all of them in some capacity at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, to some
capacity. You're gonna see somebody from each one of them at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That's how real that partnership is.
And also, like, if you look at the dedicated fan, the dedicated professional wrestling fan, they are not happy with the WWE product. They are happy with the talent that's there and the talent that's performing. So take them out of the equation. But how WWE is moving as a business, they are not fans of. With these high-ass ticket prices, and you got Tony, not Tony, you got Nick Khan talking about how, yeah, we cut back on house shows, it's going to be great, boom, boom, boom. I tell you what's great, if you cut down on these damn ticket prices, my boy. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you eventually, in about 2-3 years, that whole front row, that ringside area will be no kids no regular people. It's going to be
grown men,
celebrities, professional athletes, all going to be on that front row because they are the ones that can't afford it. Everybody else is going to be back this way. So
see, I've been on front row at a WWE show.
Yeah,
it was Monday Night Raw. I went, and matter of fact, I not only got front row, but my seat was along the barricade as they're coming down the ramp. I'm along the barricade. CM Punk was there, Cena was there, Booker T was there, Roddy Piper was there, Miz, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, the who's who at the time was there. And this must have been maybe 08.
Yeah.
So maybe around about nope, I'm lying. It may have probably been around 09, something like that. And that seat, that must have cost me about $150.
The front row
seat at the time, that front row was about maybe a good $150. Now you couldn't pay me unless. Now I ain't saying you couldn't pay me, but unless I hit it big in prize picks or something like that, I can afford front row. Yeah, because I mean it's. And if you take a look at Raw, I mean, you see my man Michael Venom Page. He's sitting front row. You don't, or family of somebody of talent or something like that. You're not seeing regular Joes on front row anymore. Yeah. You're not. Or you seeing guys that's hired by the WWE to sit up front row. I think it was a guy in like a lime green shirt or something. He's up there. Oh, my man in the blue button up with the red hat backwards. He's front row. But you don't see, just regular Joes in the Janes in the front row anymore. Now AEW, to be honest, them seats ain't expensive like that. Like you get based on how they have
lowest
it set
price
up,
is $20.
Yeah, based on how you have it set up, you can sit about 15 rows away, 15, 20 rows away from ringside, and you still have a good view. I mean, you still have a fantastic view. And I've actually been to a few. How many AEW shows I've been to since they've been around? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I've been to 3. Yeah,
and had good seating every time. Went to one in Greenville, Columbia, and my favorite, Jacksonville. If they ever go back to Daly's Place, man, we need to go. Because I promise you, no matter where you sit in Daly's Place, that scene is amazing. Oh man.
It's a great scene. I heard Daly's Place is lit too. I did hear about that. I heard Daly's Place was real fun to be at. That's a real fun venue to be at. And
they put work into that venue, boy.
Yeah, for sure. My thing is, like, you shouldn't have to max out your credit card to go to a WWE PLE. You should not have to do that. Like, you got to see something wrong with that. And then there's some fans out there that be like, that's making fun of the fact that the cheapest tickets for AEW is $20, right? Like, are you really making fun of that? Are you really making fun of the fact that a wrestling show is affordable?
I ain't got no problem with it being affordable.
Right. Like, do you really want a ticket to be $500?
No, I'm good on that.
Come on now. Right.
I'm good on that Playboy. Because look, if you come to me and say, "Yo, we going to a WWE show. How much the ticket costs?" Oh man, it's about $185 a ticket. Yeah. That front row. Nah, man, you about 20 rows away from front row. Ain't no need to be going.
Yeah.
Ain't no need to be going because I can stay at the house, watch Raw on Netflix, and get drunk at home for free because I know I'm gonna want to buy something there. And then wherever you go, the food and the drinks ain't cheap. The food and the drinks ain't cheap. You one beer about $12
easily,
and that's Bud Light.
That's on a good day. day. You know what I'm saying?
That's Bud Light.
Yeah, and you're gonna piss that out in less than 3 minutes. It's gonna be out of there.
soon as that commercial break comes, I gotta use the bathroom.
Yep, it's out of there. You gone. You're done. So I mean, I think there's a lot of changes, but I think like the core fan though, because right now, and I'm not even lying to you, I like for the past couple months, I forget the fact that there is a WWE PLE on. Like I forgot Backlash was on. You know what I'm saying? Like I damn near forgot that WrestleMania was on. Like, oh shit. I wasn't even upset at the fact that I was going to miss portions of live WrestleMania, at least this year. Last year, I wasn't like that. Every other year before this year, I wasn't like that. I'm like, I got to be at the house. I got to watch WrestleMania, right? But you know, that weekend, I was like, I catch bits and pieces later. And that's what it was.
In a rush.
I was not in a rush. But the thing was, like, that scares me because now, especially what we do, right? You know, we like as far as talent, this has nothing to do with talent. It's just how WWE moving. Like, I'll go back and watch Backlash, right? Backlash was a very good show. Very good wrestling show. Very good wrestling show. My only critiques is you got all those damn ads on that mat and on the ring post. I couldn't focus. Like, it's too much. I was like, bro, what are y'all doing? And I know they're trying to be like UFC. I know that what they're trying to do because the merger, you know, they're trying to do that.
That TKO merger.
That TKO merger is showing its head. So, but if you are a wrestling fan in the WWE, you are second. No, you are third as far as pleasing because they already got you to the point where they know that some of you will go on the internet and continuously fight for them. Even when they do something blatant in your face, slapping you in your face with some stupidity, you're still going to defend it. You got people saying, I'm a WWE lifer. You have like people like really like really diving into John Cena, looking at his belt like, oh, he's contemplating his actions. No, he's not. He's not doing that. Like he's still true to the game with this. So that's why I am. And I think also with and there's some people in AEW like that too. Like that, you know, that's not lost on me. But at least I know an AEW show, a New Japan show, a Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling show, all those shows are going to be affordable, and I'm gonna have the time of my freaking life because the thing that we fell in love with is the wrestling, and that's what got WWE to where they're at was the wrestling. So, and it's one thing, and I do get the other part, like you can't just wrestle the whole show every week and think you're gonna make money. You got to have stories. You got to have angles. You got to have factions. You got to have all that stuff in between that. That is not lost on me either. But how WWE is moving, they are really treating like the professional wrestling fans second class.
See what made? No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just by the celebrities. You know what I mean? You know, it's oversaturated. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's oversaturated.
See what made WCW so valued to the South was that WCW made their way to the Township Auditorium a few times in its heyday. Mm-hmm. Me and my dad, we went a few times. How they got a ring up in that joint and got them chairs out the way was beyond me. Yeah, but they used to come to the Township all the time, man, and they actually still have like the posters and everything in the Township of when they came and everything. So you take a look at the price, man. I would pay for like 10 people to get in there based on what those prices were back then. We could pay for 10 folks to get up in there. Absolutely. And our wallets wouldn't even be jacked up like that. So, I mean, and of course the times has changed, the technology has changed and all of those stuff. I mean, the product has changed, but I agree. There are some WWE lifers out there. I'm one of them, but at the same time, I love what AEW was cooking. I mean, they were cooking when they first came out. Took a little bit of a slap back, but the more I watch it, they cooking again. I see Tony in the kitchen. He cooking again. And you have guys like Hangman Adam Page. Boy, does he do a good job on making shit look real in the kayfabe. He does a good job. Guys like him and Swerve, they teeter on that line because I be looking at their stuff and be like, man, do these jokers hate each other for real? I don't know what's real and what ain't.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can see people are, and this would let me know what folks were pissed at WWE and Triple H. Twitter after WrestleMania, yo, folks are like, this is probably one of the worst WrestleMania I've seen in quite some time in recent.
You had Travis Scott come out there, bro. You had Travis Scott come out there, serve no purpose whatsoever. You misused that man. That man should have been the one that wrapped up the entrance to Jey Uso. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because his Fiend is on beat with Yeet. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you blow that? Like you blew that. You had him come out with the Rock. It added no other value to that.
Man, when it comes to what Travis Scott should have done, because Travis Scott ain't do nothing but rupture Cody's eardrum. The only thing Travis Scott should have done was be like, hey man, I don't think it's a good idea. I'm gonna stay in the back. The Rock should have been the only one to go out there, because and then this whole be my champion. I was like, I can get with this right here. And then come to find out, you did nothing with that storyline, but made John Cena turn heel. Because John Cena, if The Rock was looking for his champion, you should have built with that. John Cena is now The Rock's champion. That would have been my storyline until after Survivor Series. But now we've got Cena being a good heel, being a really good heel. We've got John Cena being a good heel, but I don't see any capitalization on it.
Which leads to R-Truth. Like, should R-Truth win the world title? Now, for those that have not seen what was going on between John Cena and R-Truth here, we're gonna actually show you a little bit of clip as far as what exactly has transpired at the press conference. Let's get it.
Where's he at? I just want to talk to him. JC.
Man, listen. Hey, listen.
Teach your man how to squabble.
Bro, so my thing is, okay, here's my thing with this. Should R-Truth win the world title? My answer to this is yes. Yes.
I'm gonna say nah, but
you gonna say nah? Why you say nah?
I'm gonna say no, he shouldn't win it, but he should revert back to old R-Truth that gave John Cena all them fits years ago. That crazy, that loco little, that talking to that loco
Jimmy.
Local R-Truth, he was talking to little Jimmy. Give me that R-Truth, and I promise you he will give John Cena everything he can handle. Because R-Truth is still in great shape. I don't care what nobody says. R-Truth can still move in the ring. But if they give me R-Truth, that was really R-Truth nowadays, he's hilarious. I love him. But if they give me R-Truth that was talking to little Jimmy, an invisible kid, John Cena's gonna have his hands full. I mean, really full, trying to beat that dude.
So here's why I say yes. This is over a decade worth of story. Like like straight up, there's over a decade worth of story where R-Truth talks about John Cena and when he's even not around, and how sometimes he used to mimic his moveset or whatever. To the individuals that were like, we don't need an R-Truth John Cena feud. If you're saying that, you don't know ball, because this man was talking for the past 10 plus years about John Cena. But the thing is, it'll be a tip of the cap for R-Truth to win the world title. Reason I say that is he is a former world champion. He's a former NWA world champion when he was in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
And R-Truth has done everything that WWE has asked him to do. And one of his sole missions is to break. He even broke John Cena at that press conference. He made him laugh because he was like, he's like, damn, I laughed. And I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in and do what I gotta do, right? So that's R-Truth, right? So he's like the person that everybody likes, but I feel like there's nobody more deserving to win it than him. I don't even have to have a lengthy title reign, but do you to get one over on John Cena though? If you get one over on John Cena, John can win it back. You know what I mean?
And if he beats him straight up,
yeah, you can have a 3-match feud. You could do what Triple H and Shawn Michaels did. You know what I mean? Like Shawn Michaels won it, and then he dropped it. Then they had one more match, and then Triple H retained it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there was at least one title switch. You guys know what I'm saying? So, R-Truth can win the first match, win the title, and come down to the next pay-per-view, he could drop it. You know what I mean? But you already got to the point. Yeah. That's one thing John can never let down. R-Truth beat my ass. like, you know what I'm saying? R-Truth beat me.
And that would make that record untouchable because that puts him 2 in front of Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Not just 1. That puts him 2 in front of Ric Flair.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. See, that's what I'm saying. Like it's 2 things for me. It's like R-Truth has done everything that WWE is asking him to do. This man has not even been released. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you know, when Vince McMahon was running, he really do love R-Truth. And R-Truth was still safe throughout all that, through all those releases. He was never on that list.
All these years.
Never on that list. Yeah.
We've never heard of this man being in any jeopardy of getting released. I feel like Vince, I'm pretty sure R-Truth's one of those guys that said, Vince, I need to take some time off. I need to spend time with the family. Vince was like, go right ahead. We'll see you when you get back. Yeah. I just feel like I agree. R-Truth has done everything. He's made countless superstars break. That time he made Triple H break. And I think this was like last year, when he said, when he looks him right in the eye and says Tommaso Ciampa, and you even see Triple H turn to the side and laugh.
Yeah.
He's made Brock Lesnar break. He's made Miz. I mean, he not only made Brock Lesnar break. Brock Lesnar was like, "Oh man, skip it. I'm laughing," and was belly laughing in the ring. He even made Paul Heyman break, which is almost impossible. So I mean, if there's anybody deserving of, if it's just one, and don't let us not forget that 24/7 championship.
Yeah.
It's a lot of if you go to Twitter right now, it's a lot of people clamoring for that title to come back.
What? The 24/7?
Yeah. It's a lot.
I don't want to see that.
It's really a lot of people miss that championship because of R-Truth. Because of R-Truth. So I mean,
it's synonymous with him. Like when you think 24/7 championship, you think about R-Truth. Like he really made that title relevant, and like I want to see that because most funny segments, if not all of them, involved R-Truth in them. You know, somehow, some way. You know what I mean? But I feel like this. Matter of fact, if you're gonna have him win where people come out and celebrate with him, like the Miz, even the Miz, Orton. Now Orton, you know, or look, like you should have been in the ring with Orton because Orton RKO Jazz. The man just went on an RKO spree, prior to
let Orton come out there.
You know what I'm saying?
You
might drop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Justifiably so. But
he will.
But I think, like I said, R-Truth will win the world title. I mean, mainly because of how long this feud, well, I wouldn't say feud, how long this has been going on. And R-Truth's been really carrying that, even when John Cena wasn't around. So now that John Cena's around, they have that interaction with him. Yeah, you got to see that go down somehow, some way, shape, or form. We'll see. I mean,
he had, honestly, when Cena was basically straight Hollywood for all that time, R-Truth held it down for John Cena.
Yeah.
The jorts, the t-shirts, the little Jimmy and all of those stuff, him doing the 5-knuckle shuffle in the ring. He 100% held it down for John Cena. So if there's anybody, because they've only worked together in the ring like once or twice. Ain't really been
they
too
only
many
did
times.
once. Like Capital Punishment was like the only one, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
So at this point in their careers, I'd be cool with it.
Yeah,
I'd be cool. And even if R-Truth didn't win, just a banger of a match.
Yeah, run it back. Run it back.
Run it back. Banger of a match.
Yep. And one more thing we got is a little bit of AEW news, and it involves a residency. So it says AEW officially announced a 6-show residency at the Byline Bank Aragon Ballroom in Chicago from July 16, 2025 to July 31st, 2025. The schedule includes AEW Dynamite, the 16th, 23rd, and 30th, and Collision, the 17th, the 26th, and the 31st. And tickets for all shows go on sale Monday, May 19th, with a limited number of 6-day packages available. Pre-sale access is available signing up as AEW Insider. And it says that the Aragon Ballroom, a historic Chicago venue, has hosted major concert acts such as Slayer and the White Stripes in the past. So how'd you feel about them doing another residency?
It's Chicago. I mean,
yeah.
If you take a look at what Chicago is, super sports town. Super sports town. Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks. I mean, and you can even say Chicago
Cubbies.
Sky now. Oh man, the Cubbies and the White Sox. I mean, if they're going to continue to do residencies, my only ask is this: go to where you know where a mark is going to be good. It's Chicago. We just named about 6-7 teams right there. So sports is huge in Chicago. Then of course we know a certain man by the name of Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, is out of Chicago. So I like the idea of another residency. They've got a bunch of shows jammed. I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna sell out because I mean it's Chicago.
Yeah, it's the ballroom. I think that this is the second residency because there's another residency. I think that is in Philly. Yeah, it's supposed to be in the 2300, like basically where ECW shows used to be at. So there's another residency I think it's in Philly. But Taz actually announced that residency. So it's 2 residencies this year. I think this is good business practice because everybody got something to do during the summer. Like you can sell out a show easily during those shows, and the small intimate venues can actually revitalize the energy in the locker room as well. So when you do go to bigger venues or whatever, it's gonna be even bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's the same formula is NXT Black and Gold, right? NXT Black and Gold was in small venues, right? But whenever they did a PLE or pay-per-view or whatever, and it was in a bigger venue, they sold that bitch out.
Yes, they did.
They sold that bitch out. And then to the point where whenever there was an NXT talent show up on the main roster, they was chanting NXT, not the person that was across from them. That one when Triple H was really booking, like when NXT Black and Gold never be the same. It will never be the same. But that was like a moment in time. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is a smart business direction for them.
Side note: somebody needs to get Velventeen Dream back on TV.
I don't know about that.
And here's why. I mean, I get what he was accused of, but kind of find out charges dropped or whatever. Talent wise, that man had all the charisma that was needed. This man came out in tights with Marina Shafir on it as he was getting ready to go up against Roderick Strong. Probably one of the coldest things I've ever seen someone do in Triple H's NXT. Triple H, me and some partners. I was in this Madden league. and we got to talking. And we got to talking about NXT. Bro, we went down at the time when the Undisputed Era was there. Tommaso Ciampa was still there. Johnny Gargano was there. Velventeen Dream was at that point when they had all of them. And you mean to tell, man, it was that was a time where those NXT takeovers was destroying main roster shows.
Yeah, I've been telling people that. They were like, no, what? No, like 90% of the time, takeovers were better. There was a point where takeover was better than WrestleMania.
It was, and I think I know exactly which one you're talking about. Those shows were so, bruh. Those shows were so dope. When it was time for WrestleMania come on, turn it off.
You good? Like you good? Like I had my fill. I had my fill.
Good.
With takeover. They did what they needed to do. In those 2 hours, they did what those 2.5 hours. They did what they needed to do for me. They like Velveteen Dream. If it wasn't for that, Velveteen Dream would be on the main roster, and he would be part of the main event. Pardon no questions.
Those 2 to 3 hours of takeover did everything I needed, and I avoided 5 to 6 hours watching WrestleMania.
Yeah. My opinion on Velveteen Dream now how it is, it comes out to be false. I think if WWE was to bring him back, that could be a slippery slope.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Mainly because he still feels jaded. And rightfully so. He still feels jaded on what happened. And he could just hold that energy and just let that energy out in the locker room. And that can destroy a locker room, really. Like, it's like you did what you thought was right as a company, because how long did it take for this thing to come out to be not true? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, as a business decision, they had to make a business decision. They made that business decision with Enzo, but that truth came out a lot sooner than Velveteen Dream, and they could have just hired Enzo back right away. Like, we messed, You come on back to Death Row, but you didn't do that. So Enzo out here doing his own thing. But if it wasn't for that, Velveteen Dream definitely would be on the main roster, definitely be on at top of the card, or part of that, top of a storyline or somewhere, shape, or form, because of his ring presence, his persona, like the flamboyant nature. Kind of reminds you of Shawn Michaels a little bit. As far as how he was acting. You know what I'm saying? So many feuds he could have been a part of, and he still wants to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? But somebody gonna have to pull the trigger. Like, is WWE really where he wants to go to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's talking about other talent and stuff like that, like he did on Live, and I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I feel like you should go where they take you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go to Japan. Like, you go to Japan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing in Japan and make a name for yourself in Japan, and make it undeniable for somebody to look at you.
Because he's still young.
Back at you. Yeah.
He's still, I don't even think he's 30. So, I mean, he's
and there's other talent out here that's saying he's displaying weird behavior, like EC3. EC3 said that, like, some, you know what I mean? That said, this man has some weird behavior, like, outside of, you know what I mean? So I think Dream still got some stuff like lingering out there. Like, I don't know the stuff out to be fact, but yeah, I won't be 100% like, I got to get him.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
He's just 29 years old.
Yeah, he's just 29.
He's just 29. Like, he's not even scratched the surface on what he can do. So I'd go to New Japan.
Yeah.
Tear it up over there. And if WWE calls, if not, stay over there. I'll stay over there and I kick it with TJP, because TJP is doing his thing over there.
Yeah. You do that, man. But check it, man. This is our show for today, man. Thank you for your listeners out there that actually listen to our show, Turnbuckle Talk. And you already know what to do. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because I don't think y'all realize, like, that like button helps this video out and help this channel out a great deal, because it spreads it out to the algorithm. It spreads it out to for other like-minded people like yourself that like blurred culture, that likes pro wrestling, that likes manga, that likes anime, that's like comic books, anime. There is an interview that's coming on Monday afternoon. So just stay tuned for that. I will be advertising that shortly. So you got anything else for the listeners out there, Infamous, before we get out of here?
Yep. Shout out to the man Urs Mac for the platform. Shout out to Boogie Blends, Vivo, Boogie Blends and Vivo, my family. And also, if you can't be infamous, be famous. Or if you don't want to be famous, look here. Be ravishing. Cut the music.
Until next time, y'all. Peace.